I have sinned against you, my Lord.
Now, some people believe that preachers shouldn't have jets. I really believe
you can't manage that today.
Right.
This dope-filled world.
Right.
You get in a long tube with a bunch of demons.
Okay, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody in between, and both and neither. Eric Holmberg, part number 2. The joy of it. It's just thrilling. Thrilling in shoes. Starting off with a nice, wholesome thing that came up in my newsfeed today. Girl expelled from Christian Academy for wearing rainbow sweater comes out as parents sue the school. Look at the evil colours on that. Red, yellow, blue and blue. If you want to be a Christian, you gotta dress in black. I want bourbon, I want black, I want black, I want black. The parents of the 15-year-old girl who was expelled from a Christian school for wearing a rainbow sweater and eating a colourful cake. Look at that. It's got red on it, it's got blue, it's got green. It's got a date on it. That must be evil too. Eating a colourful cake is suing the school for breach of contract and a conservative magazine for invasion of privacy. Oh, here we go. The conservative Christian school she attended, Whitefield Academy in Louisville, Kentucky, expelled her because the picture with the rainbow cake and sweater. Rainbow cake? What the freak? Well, it's missing pink, isn't it? Hang on. It's missing orange. It's missing yellow. Well, not much of a rainbow cake. Okay. Expelled her because a picture of the rainbow cake, which doesn't look like a rainbow cake, and sweater demonstrates a posture of morality and cultural acceptance contrary to that of Whitefield's Academy beliefs. God bless these socks. It's the opinion of Whitfield Academy that supersedes Scripture, the Bible, Christianity, everything else. More important, probably referred to the school's code of conduct, which says, I get that wrong every time I do this take, which says that homosexual orientation is in opposition to the biblical lifestyle. The school teachers, they made an assumption about a girl's sexual identity based on a birthday cake, which was almost rainbow coloured, and a sweatshirt, said attorney Georgia Connolly, who was representing the parents. That should be called when Christianity gets out of hand. Well, it's always been out of hand. Who's going to put it back in the box and tie its shoelaces? Not me. Don't care anymore.
Yay!
Okie dokie, it's cuckoo time. Brilliant app. I wish they had, I don't know, I should look. Maybe they have one for French, Italian, Spanish, whatever, but this is the best. I've been looking for this for like years. Kupu itself means word in Maori, te reo. So I got an apple. You just point the app on your phone, at the apple, maybe not the label. If I turn the volume up, image is inappropriate. It doesn't like apples. Oh God, seriously? What if I just... Now is it an apple? Right. Oh, now to hear the word, so I'll turn this up. Huarako. Huarako. Fruit. Oh, that's fruit, not just apple. Hang on. That's as loud as the phone will go. Huarako. Huarako. And apple itself. Come on. Oh, okay. I remember this from my primary school days. Aparo. aparo. And food is kai, we know that. Produce, what's produce? Kua. Cool. That is awesome. So today's word is hua. Hang on, I've got to pronounce it properly. Huarako. Alright, cool. Okay, after Te Reo, we'll be doing New Zealand Sign Language. A couple of words. Didn't realise there was a difference between American and New Zealand, so learnt that the hard way. Learnt a few Americans and realised they didn't correlate to New Zealand. So, New Zealand Sign Language signs for phrases for schools. Okay. First one's easy. It's hello. Hello. I'm Mr. Bean. Hi. Good morning. Okay, so that's, sorry. Damn mouse. I'll use the mouse as a spacebar. Hello. Good. Okay, good. Morning is, I hope I get it right. Okay, so it's that. It's an okay thing. So, morning. Good morning. Sweet. Good. Good. Afternoon. So he's got to watch that again. No. I was supposed to rewind it, not fast forward it. Good afternoon. So he's like, play it backwards and forwards after this. So it's like that, and then he goes there. Can you? No, the keyboard's not working, so I can't rewind it. A few frames. Piece of crap. OBS. Well, that'll do for now, and I'll reiterate it tomorrow. Part 2. Finish off the bit of part 1 I missed out on. Then we'll go straight into part 2 of Rock and Roll, A Search for God. The evils of rock and roll. Yeah!
Most people don't know that the Bible gives an account of the origins of music. Genesis tells us that Noah's relative, Jubal, one of the early ancestors of mankind, was the father of those who play the lyre and the pipe. That becomes especially interesting when we examine what the name Jubal means in Hebrew.
Jubal,
Old Testament names had meaning that was reflected.
I'm loving the new GUI and eSword. Jubal H3106. Just wave your mouse over it. It means stream. So the fact that the Hebrew word for Jubal is stream means that all rock and roll streams from the great lake of fire. Styx flowing through the river Styx in hell. There's proof from one word out of the Old Testament. That's how theology works. Yeah, that's how theology works. Okay.
Especially interesting
to carry on here.
What the name Jubal means in Hebrew.
What does it mean
Old Testament
to you?
Names had meaning that was reflective of that person's character as well as their position in history. Jubal means to spring forth abundantly. In other words, it was during the
spring
days
forth.
of Noah
So, satanic Satanism, rock music such as the Beatles and the Rolling Stones, spring forth abundantly to steal your kids away from you. Luckily, this guy never knew what he did. I'll say it, but I won't say it. I was going to say, luckily, he never picks on Marilyn Manson, but years later, there was another one, which I'm never going to even look at. It had no influence on my childhood whatsoever, so I don't care about it.
Music became a vast,
At
organized
all.
force. This is particularly relevant to us because of what Jesus had
I think
to
it's
say
got
about
Donnie
the
from Cradle of
characteristics
Filth
the age
in it
which
too.
he would return. Matthew 20.
What about Slipknot? That would scare the socks off of him.
4:37 says, "For the coming of the Son of Man will be just like the days of Noah. For in those days which were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, they were marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered the ark."
Now, look at this. This isn't obviously the King James Glory God My Socks version of the Holy Writ Bible, 1611, because it's got that extra word sentence in it. They were marrying and given a marriage. The whole basis of Barry Smith's prophecy was that, in fact, in the last days, all of mankind would either be gay or homosexual or lesbian or both or a mixture of the two. Yeah, I can't figure that out either. So the whole basis for his lecture on the last days is based on words that didn't exist in the original Bible. Won't say any more than that, but
And they did not understand until the flood came and took them away. So shall the coming of the Son of Man be. In other words, the people at that time were so caught up with common everyday life.
Yeah, they were into the Pokemon and the Yu-Gi-Oh! And Animal Crossing and all that filthy stuff.
That they were indifferent towards spiritual truth and totally unaware of what God was doing.
No, I'm not going to say
Second
it.
Timothy put it another way. In the last days,
I don't care.
the end of the
Blah,
age,
blah, 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 blah,
however,
blah, blah, blah,
the
blah, blah, blah,
inspiration
blah,
was
blah, blah,
described
blah,
as
blah.
follows.
This one's always confused me since I was a kid. She deeply believes in a male muse named Art, comma, who lends her his key to what she eerily calls the Shrine of Creativity. That makes no sense at all. It's never made sense, and it's boggled me for years and years and years. It could mean anything.
She deeply believes in a male muse named Art, who lends her his key to what she airily calls the Shrine of Creativity. A striking example of spiritual inspiration is,
One night we were playing, and suddenly the Spirit entered into me, and I was playing, but it was no longer me playing. So that's why I've got my little ghost going into him. It's the spirit of the demon of John McLaughlin.
this quote by guitarist John McLaughlin. One night we were playing, and suddenly the Spirit entered into me, and I was playing, but it was no longer me playing. Or this quote by AC/DC guitarist Angus Young.
Someone else is steering
Someone
me.
else is steering me.
I'm just
I'm
along for the ride.
I become possessed when I'm on stage.
And that's the end of that. Okay, so did Angus, was it Angus or Malcolm? I've lost the mouse, so I can't tell you. Was he serious about what he said? Was he making a joke? Was he drunk when he said it? Who knows? Who cares? On to part 2. It's Rosetta Stone time! What a weird bunch of bitches that look like letters of an alphabet system. This one's the letter A, from 1900 to 1800 BCE. They were in Wadi in the Kina Bend at the Nile River, among dozens of hieratic and hieroglyphic inscriptions. Me? Nah, I reckon it's some drunk guy just graffitiing on some wall somewhere. Aleph sounds like the A in far. This is Alpha. Hello, Alpha. How's it doing? You alright, mate? Yeah. Bye, Alpha. Yeah, I want an RCA to 3.5 mil. They don't make it the other way around. Part 2.
There are many modern examples of this
Yeah, I
type,
don't care about
examining the
you.
life and
Ozzy!
music of rock opera.
Oh, I'm going to skip the doors.
Or showing himself
Scared the
as
crap
an
out of me
authority
as a-
in the kingdom of darkness run by Satan.
Scared the crap out of me as a kid. Here we go. Antichrist.
Can best be defined as being the antithesis, the opposite of everything that Jesus stands for. The Bible uses the term anti-Christ.
No, it doesn't. The word Antichrist only appears 3 times in the whole Bible, in the King James Version. So, that's a stretch, Eric.
The word in the original Greek that we translate antichrist means not only against Christ, but implies the substitution of something else in his place as well.
Okay, so 1 John 4:3, and every spirit that confesseth not that Jesus Christ has come in the flesh is not of God. And this is the spirit of Antichrist. Tense voice mood. G500. Just wave your mouse over it. I keep forgetting you can do that. The opponent of the Messiah. That's it. Wow.
Antichrist overtones. The cross is at the heart of the Christian faith. Apart from the crucifixion, Satan, what does it symbolize? Pallid incompetence hanging on a tree. Prominently presents the cross symbol as well as upside down. Johnny Rotten piano complex is the cross. Even though Dr. Antichrist here actually demonstrates it, as does the English group Crass, with his arms, as is the cover and visual
blah 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 blah.
The fixes are sexy. It's popular.
Blah 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 blah
as long as it's a
all right. So what, we in 7 minutes in, and we're starting the backwards masking unmasked. More rock country and backwards masking unmasked. Jacob Aranza, Huntington House, which gives me a link that I never knew about till today. Huntington House also published The Hidden Dangers of the Rainbow. We've got to fear that rainbow. It's so evil. The evils of the rainbow. So you and I can both join the occult, because whenever every Harry Potter book comes out, they have to put on extra witches at the hotline, because there's so many young girls wanting to become witches.
Every time a new book on Harry Potter comes out, the witches have to hire somebody to handle all the phone calls from the young people. Thousands of young people will want to become a witch.
Someone called and said, is Pokemon demonic?
The answer to that is yes.
Okay.
An isolated incident of occultism within Blue Oyster Cult. Let's listen to a song off their Mirrors
Good script
album.
writing here. They could talk and talk. Furthermore, our Father art in heaven, Satan. Furthermore, our Father who art in heaven, Satan.
Not too satanic on the surface, but now let's listen to that high-pitched squeaky sound that occurred at the end of the segment we just heard.
Backwards.
This time at a fraction of its regular speed. I'll play it for you 4 times.
4 times. Furthermore, our Father who art in heaven, Satan. By the way, more important than all the nonsense that's going on, talking about reality now, I, as a kid, had nightmares listening to this on the cassette tape that I copied it to. These, all the backwards songs that they're bringing up on this video, I would be haunted by them. That's how much hold this video had over me. It controlled my anxiety as a kid. Like, everything outside my bedroom was the world, and the world was just full of demons who are furthermore our Father who art in heaven, Sataning. And by the way, once you buy into this pareidolia music, whatever the audio version of pareidolia is, once you've heard what they say the words are, you can never unhear it. So in the context of Stairway to Heaven, there's 2 different Christian doctrines saying different things about what Stairway to Heaven backwards says. So if I'm hearing the other preacher talking about it, it doesn't match with what Jacob Aranza or Eric Holmberg says. So, yeah, confusion. Satan is the father of all lies. Furthermore, our Father who art in heaven,
His
Satan.
character and his blood, slaves.
Blah 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 blah
Silver
blah.
album.
You know, Anton LaVey was just a entertainer.
Describe
Blah, blah, blah,
the
blah,
name
blah,
of the beast. Baby screams. The song, the blood.
Oh, they're gonna take on the Cure now. The innocence of sleeping children, just and wiped out slowly, dreaming stars of time.
You would need a fairly detailed understanding of the Jewish Rite of Atonement to understand what an incredible sacrilege this is.
No, he was just making up lyrics. Okay, that's into part 2. Oh God, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to go, and we'll finish this series. I can't wait till it's over. This is all garbage. All control. It's all mind control. It's like Scientology, like any cult. You go to a Scientology, you go to the room and you put the headphones on and you listen to the holy writ of the Lord L.R. Hubbard. L.R. Ron Hubbard, I forgot his name. It's been so long since I gave up all of this stuff. So you're brainwashed. Because, yeah, I mean, I literally heard this cassette tape every day as a child. Because it was like a drug. I mean, I know what it's like to be on meth or whatever. Because you can't give this up. Everything outside, that's what I said before, everything's outside the house was evil. I mean, in my world it was, obviously. But I dissociated from reality because reality was so horrific. So I went into this world of make-believe. I literally went into the never-ending story. I literally, as a child, went into the never-ending story, except it was the whole Eric Holmberg story, or the Jacob Aranza story, or the fill-in-the-blank story. Yeah. Okay, I'm having all these revelations. That's probably, this is why I'm doing this. I'm not doing this to debunk these videos because they're pure crap and shouldn't have been released to the public in the first place. I think things that get released to the public should have fact-checking in them. I mean, the funniest part of these things is when they get the names of the bands wrong, the people and the band members' names wrong. But anyway, that's sidetracked. What was I going to say? I'm doing this to learn more about psychology, about how brainwashing works, how things can take control of your mind. And being someone who has heard every conspiracy theory ever in existence, that was my way out of reality. So I preferred the fact that the moon was a spaceship that was brought here by the Luminarians 25,000 years ago, and they would tow it away eventually. But the moon doesn't exist because in the flat earth model it's just a light in the sky. And there's jump gates to Mars, and okay, I'll stop there, my brain is going to explode. I would love to one day make, like, if every conspiracy was true, so you'd have to have a flat earth that was invaded by the Pleiadians 25 million years ago, and maybe when they destroyed the earth it was round and then it flattened out because of the war. Who knows? I'd love to make up. I can't make up the crap that conspiracy theorists make up. I can't just randomly have a thought and make it the weirdest thought you could ever have about whatever. Well, okay, so I guess this is something new to me and I can't really handle it, but let's just say that anybody that calls themselves a Christian is a Christian. So we'll end it with Hans Wormhat talking about how gorillas are just humans in costume. Wherever you see them on TV, it's just a person in a costume. If I can find the FBI are training robot, gorilla, monkey robots to take over America. If I can find that clip, I'll put that at the end. So we're nearly finished. Just one more thing to do. We're going to do French with asterisks. So the cover says La Fuse. I don't know how to read it. Le fils de Asterix, so it's Asterix and Son. I don't have an English copy of it, so I gotta look out of it. So I'll butcher the French. This isn't serious. Le Soleil. Maybe I will look into it and see how to pronounce these words, but I don't want to put. This is just a fun one. No effort. Maybe after a while it'll sink into me. Le soleil se lève comme tous les jours sur le village d'Astrix regne un paix et une serenite. Bloody hell! So I typed all that into Google, and it's half of it because I ran out of patience. Sunrise is like every day on the village in English. So what I want to do in the future is figure out what is the. So lay could be the. Solel, sun, yeah, okay. So I'll figure out what word means what, and I'm not going to go into tense, dickhead, tense mood and voice for years to come. But this is the outlay of all my videos from now on. So a bunch of Terreo, sign language, French, knocking the anti-Harry Potter movement, the anti-Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, Metallica, Megadeth, Anthrax, I'll stop their venom, Slayer! Sorry, got carried away. So yeah, that's it, just finishing off with that clip about gorillas. So thanks for watching, and just what I have to say, finishing this off, I have to say that this breakthrough is the biggest of them all. I've never, ever been able to do any of this, and now I'm doing it all in the same video. So that's why I'm doing such a mashup, hotpotch, weird video. This is how human, close to being human I can get, as close as a video that I would make to get. And I needed a lot of patience to do everything I've done in this video, the animation, the filming, finding the puppets in the future videos with all the puppets and all that, finding them, even cleaning them up and working with them, just everything I've owned. Okay, so everything I've owned since Hellas is my university folder, which is upside down, as it should be. So since I did this course, I've owned everything, but I've never used pens, pencils, puppets, Playmobil, anything. And the hardest one is going to be music. So by the end of the 50th episode of this, I'll have my own music being created. Yep, so thanks for watching, and yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Bye. Don't know why this is happening, but recently I've been stumbling on my words. Weird. So to get around the OBS locking up my mouse, guess what I've done? I've plugged in a PS2 to USB adapter, and I'm using my Windows 98 mouse on a Windows 10 PC. And look at that, it works full. It works from real time. And just to show you, this is, now the Logitech's working. I don't know, OBS is free, but it has bugs. I don't know. Anyway, so in future episodes, I won't be taking on this man myself, or Ken Ham, because in the world of people that influence my life, they're the two big ones. They controlled my belief system. I was going to university, I was studying Hellespont, and that's when I came across Ken Ham, and it's my fault, I guess, I don't know. I lost interest in what I was learning at uni, which was Greek and Hebrew, Roman, Latin, and Rome history. This is hard to say. Wow. So I devoted my university life to learning about creation versus evolution, and that destroyed my degree. Maybe one day I'll go back and get it. I've had another go in Christchurch, but then the quake happened. Maybe that's my future. Anyway, so Simon Dan and Conspiracy Cats and Professor Dave have taken on Kent Hovind. That none of them have the growing up with childhood mentors, with them as childhood mentors like I did. They just see them as complete nut jobs, equivalent of flat earthers and convex earthers and anti-vaxxers and jelly juice. So they don't have, they've never been controlled by Ken Ham or Kent Hovind, so they don't understand that. So I'm safe watching Simon Dan and Conspiracy Cats and Professor Dave chew them apart, because he can't hurt me through the screen. This all sounds mental, but it's all real. So the lovely unqualified, not Dr. Kent Hovind, who has a degree in home economics like Gal Replinger, has written such wholesome, lovely books. My apple's dripping. What the hell? As I'm being taught evolution in my biology class. What on earth am I going to do? Do I walk out of class? Do I protest? Do I take the board of directors to court and sue them? Well, that's what Kent's up to these days. He wants to literally get Trump to pass a law to not teach evolution in schools because it's unscientific, whereas creation science is scientific. He's also written How Do We Deal with Evolution in Our Public School System. I can't read that bottom bit, who cares? A textbook, something, whatever, not interested. I'm reading the biology textbook, who wrote and have some serious issues because it's full of these monkeys to man things, all this mythology. And are you being brainwashed? Propaganda in your science textbooks, like molecules and atoms and all that evil stuff.
I will say that from an early age I was indoctrinated to believe in dinosaurs and this dinosaur lie.
Hans Wormhat. In this video I want to talk about great ape hoax. There is no such thing as great apes, they're people in fursuits.
Okay, so these websites for swallowing the camel are really old. Couldn't find the page even on Wayback Machine. So this is all we've got. The world of Dr. Deagle. He's the one who talks about the FBI trained robot monkeys that are going to take over America. Dr. William Deagle is a physician, a prophet, a government insider, whistleblower, and one of the two witnesses described in the book of Revelation. So he's going to die for 3.5 days and come back to life. He knows what really happened at Columbine, the World Trade Center, Oklahoma City. He could be the ruler of the world, but has chosen to enlighten the masses instead. Thanks to him, the world may someday... Oh, there it is. I found it. Sorry. Thanks to him, the world may someday be safe from modified attack baboons. There it is, folks. So not only do we have giant apes are just humans in puppet suits, we have modified attack baboons. Hope you enjoyed the show. Next part 3 is going to be as weird as I can make it. It'll include stuff from Nonsense Town, a bit of puppetry and stuff, all sorts of random junk, a spaceship blowing up a toaster for all I care. Weirdness. The only way I can make these videos is because they're weird. It's not over till it's over. Like and subscribe, click that notification button. I need 1,000 subscribers, everybody, so I can make money off these videos. Maybe. Bye.